Now discussing what is SQL and some related interview questions. So SQL is basically first the full form is it stands for structured query language, which is a database tool that is used to create and access databases to support software applications. Now, what are tables in SQL? So table is a collection of records and information in a single view. Moving on, what are the different types of statements supported by SQL? So firstly, we have DDL, then we have DML, and finally DCL. So first is DDL, which is data definition language, which allows us to define the database structure like tables. It includes three statements: create, alter, and drop. Now, some of the DDL commands are listed below. Create is used for creating the table. So we have this as the following as a syntax: create table, table name, column name one, data type, and the size mentioned here. So for example, create table patients, then column name could be name of type varchar, and then the size, let us say 10, and then you have another column that is age. Data type would be for age we have int, and then the size, right, 100, let us say up to 100. And we could have another column name could be address, and it should be varchar type because we have alphanumeric characters, and the size, right. And then we have alter command, which is used to modify the existing table object in the database. So alter table, table name, add column name, data type, or alter table, table name, drop column, column name. Then we have DML, which is data manipulation language. So it is used as a partial DML statement, used to select all or relevant records from a table. Sorry, the statements are used to the select statement is used as a partial DML statement used to select all or relevant records from a table. But for DML, basically we have it is used for manipulating data and records, and there are basically mainly four commonly used DML commands that we know: select, insert, delete, and update. Right. Then we have DCL, which is data control language, which are statements used to set privileges like grant and revoke database access permission to specific users. For example, if you're an admin, we have to grant some additional admin, admin properties that only the admin can access. So the permission is granted by the grant command, and revoking is basically taking the permission away from that user, right? So for example, if you're a normal user, we would revoke those admin responsibilities or permissions from those normal users. And we could also have, like, for granting, we have, let's say we have a premium membership, a gold card membership, and a normal free membership. So we grant some extra you know permissions or extra resources to the gold card holders and the premium card holders also, and not for the free users, right? So this is where the data control language is these statements are useful. Now, what do we use distinct statement for, and when what is its use? So the distinct statement is used when the select state with the select statement, if the record contains duplicate values, then the distinct statement is used to select different values among duplicate records. Syntax is select distinct column name from table name. Now, what are the different clauses used in SQL? So we have basically this as the visual representation. We have select the column name from the table name, where we have a search condition, where order by column name either ascending or descending, group by having the search condition, or we could say select column name from table name, join table name using column name. So where clause is used to define the condition and extract and display only those records which fulfill the given condition. So select column name from table name where condition. Then we have group by clause. It is used with the select statement to group the result of the executed query using the value specified in it. It matches the value with the column name in the tables and groups the end result accordingly. Next, we have having clause. This clause is used in association with the group by clause. It is applied to each group of results or the entire result as a single group. It is very similar to the where clause, but the only difference is you cannot use it without the group by clause. So having is comes after group by, and it should be used with the group by only. So select column name. This is the syntax: select column name or column names from table name, group by column name having condition. And then we have order by clause. So it is used to define the order of the query output either in ascending order using ASC or in descending, which is DESC. So ascending is set as the default one, but descending is set explicitly, right? So this is the order by clause. Now using clause. So using clause comes in use while working with SQL join. So it is used to check equality based on columns when tables are joined. It can be used instead of the on clause in join. So select column name from table name, join table name using the column name. Now, why do we use SQL constraints, and which constraints we can use while creating a database in SQL? So constraints are used to set the rules for all records in the table. If any constraints get violated, then it can abort the action that caused it. Constraints are defined while creating the database itself with the create table statement, or even after the table is created once with the alter table statement. Now, there are five major constraints that are used in SQL, such as not null. So this indicates that the column must have some value and cannot be left null. Then we have unique constraint, which is used to ensure that each row and column has a unique value and no value is being repeated in any other row or column. Right. Then we have primary key. So this constraint is used in association with not null and unique constraints, such as one or a combination of more than one column to identify a particular record with a unique identity. Then we have foreign key used to ensure the referential integrity of data in the table. It matches the value in one table with another using the primary key of another table. Now check ensures whether the value in columns fulfills the specified condition. Now, what are different joins in SQL? So we have inner join, left join, right join, and full join. So there are four major types of joins used while working. Inner join is also known as the simple join, which returns all rows from both the tables when it has at least one matching column. So this is the syntax, and you can ignore this, right? Select column name from table name 1, inner join table name 2 on column name 1 is equal to column name 2. For example, in this example, we have a table employee with this data. Second table name is joining. So when we enter this following statement, that is select employee.emp id joining date from employee, inner join joining on employee.emp id is equal to joining.emp id ordered by employee.emp id. We get 4 records selected, and this is the result. 3 records are there, right? Then we have left join, which returns all rows from the left table and its matched rows from the right table. Then we have our right join, which returns all the rows from the right table and all its matched rows from the left table. And then we have the full join, which is full outer join, which returns all the results when there's a match either in the right table or in the left table, right? Next up, we have transactions and their controls. So a transaction can be defined as the sequence task that is performed on databases in a logical manner to gain certain results. Operations like creating, updating, and deleting records performed in the database come from transactions. In simple words, we can say that a transaction means a group of SQL queries executed on database records, right? So there are 4 transaction controls like such as commit. So transaction means a group of SQL queries executed on database records. Sequence task that is performed on databases in a logical manner, right? So first we have commit. It is used to save all the changes made through the transaction. Then rollback. It is used to roll back the transaction. All changes made by the transaction are reverted back, and the database remains as before. So we have rolled back. Then set transaction. Set the name of the transaction, and then save point. It is used to set the point where the transaction is to be rolled back. Now, what are the properties of the transaction? So we have basically the asset properties. So asset stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So firstly, atomicity. Atomicity ensures the completeness of all the transactions that have been performed. It checks whether every transaction is completed successfully or not, and if not, then the transaction is aborted at the failure point, and then the previous transaction is rolled back to its initial state as the changes are undone. Then we have consistency, which ensures that all changes made through successful transactions are reflected properly on the database. Then we have isolation, which ensures that all transactions are performed independently and changes made by one transaction are not reflected on others. Then durability ensures that the changes made in the database with committed transactions persist as it is even after a system failure. Now, how many aggregate functions are available in SQL? So SQL aggregate functions determine and calculate values from multiple columns in a table and return a single value. There are 7 aggregate functions in SQL. Firstly, we have the average. So let me show you. This is average, which returns the average value from the specified columns. Then count returns the number of table rows. Max returns largest value among records. Min, the smallest value in the records. Sum returns the sum of specified column values. First returns the first, and last returns the last value. 7 aggregate functions which determine and calculate values from multiple columns in table and return a single value. Now we'll cover SQL intermediate to advanced interview questions in the next video.